Ahoj, zdravím vás. This is the second part of the video focused on kdy and když. If you haven't watched this video, I highly recommend it. You will find it here. Because this will be a bit more advanced than the previous video. This part will be great for those that are a little bit advanced because there is also more information that I didn't tell you about when to use kdy, because it might be a bit overwhelming for the beginners. So I'm going to show you more examples with more complex sentences when to use kdy. Kdy is also used in a clause when it refers to a noun that was previously mentioned, and this noun usually expresses something of a period or time. For example, when you look at this sentence, jaro je období, kdy se příroda probouzí, which means spring is the time when nature awakens. Kdy comes immediately after období, which means the time or the period. So the time when, you can see this connection, the time when, období kdy. So we could say that this sentence describes the time period, as if it was an adjective. Or number 2. Jsem už ve věku, kdy nemusím být u všeho. This is a sentence taken from a magazine, I think. I am at an age when I don't have to be around everything. Ve věku kdy. At an age when. In what kind of age? Je to jako na jevišti. Ve chvíli, kdy tam vstoupíte, nemůžete couvnout. It's like being on stage. The moment you get there, you can't back out. So I added when here in the parenthesis. In the moment in which you get there or the moment when you get there. And we are referring to chvíle. Ve chvíli kdy. The moment when. Prošla jsem si dobou, kdy jsem byla úplně na dně. I went through a period when I was completely down. The previous word is a noun again. Dobou. A word for period. Dobou kdy. Period when. And a specialty in the Czech language. Nemám kdy si odpočinout. I don't have time to rest. And this would commonly be expressed without this word čas. That's why I put it in parentheses, because we would usually say nemám kdy si odpočinout without čas. But it's as if we said it there. I don't have time to rest. And we are describing čas. Čas kdy. Time when to rest. Let's see more. Kdy can also be translated as ever. For example, byl to jeden z nejhezčích zážitků, jaké kdy v životě měla. It was one of the nicest experiences she had ever had in her life. Jaké kdy v životě měla. Notice it goes with jaké, like which she ever had. To je nejlepší dárek, jaký jsem kdy mohl dostat. This is the best gift I could have ever received. Again, we have jaký jsem kdy mohl dostat. It's also important to remember these phrases, and you have to learn where to use kdy and where to use když. For example, very useful phrase jak kdy means it depends. You ask somebody, co děláš o víkendu? What do you do at the weekend? It depends. Jak kdy? Literally how, when, which doesn't make sense when you translate it. Another phrase is i když, even though. This is a conjunction that's always i když. Not i kdy, but i když. Or in a question, and what if? A co když? Now let's see more sentences and I will explain why we used kdy and why we use když. Co se stane, když nevypnu světla? For example, light of a car when you turn off the engine and you keep the lights on. You're talking about what happens if. So there is a condition. That's why we would use když. We could also translate this as what happens when. Když necháš zapnutá světla, vybije se baterka. So this is the same, but we are answering. When or if you leave the lights on, it will drain the battery. We are talking about a condition. Nemám kdy odepsat. This is a similar sentence to the specialty that I spoke about. I don't have time when to write, or we could say something like I don't have time in which to write back. Nemám čas kdy. We are referring to the time. Zajímalo mě, kdy byla maminka naposledy v zahraničí. I was wondering when mom was last abroad. I had a question, indirect question. When was mom last abroad? Kdy byla maminka naposledy v zahraničí? And this is an indirect question. Nemám rád koncerty, říkám jí, když jdu do kuchyně. I don't like concerts, I tell her as or when I walk into the kitchen. Here it's an adverbial clause of time. When am I telling her? When I walk into the kitchen. Vadí mi jen, když jsou šaty špatně ušité. Again, sentence taken out of the context. It was from an interview. The only thing that bothers me is when the dress is poorly made, poorly sewn. Speaking about a condition, what do I mind when the dress is poorly made? And the last one. V momentě, kdy nesdělujeme negativní emoce, uzavíráme se do sebe. The moment in which we don't communicate our negative emotions, we close in on ourselves. So the moment in which, this is the advanced use where we describe the noun, what kind of moment. A to je ode mě všechno, dámy a pánové. Ladies and gentlemen, this is all from me. Let me know if you understood this topic, and you can give me examples of sentences with kdy and když, and I will correct them for you. I'm looking forward to your comments below the video. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, you can hit the like button. If you want to learn more, you can explore more of my videos. If you want to learn even more Czech in context, you can check out my new course, When Czech Stories Are Never Better 2, because there is a 30% discount until April the 16th. And you can also learn more and read something interesting on my new website, czechbyzuzka.com. Tak a teď už je to opravdu všechno. Mějte se krásně. Ahoj.